Episode 3. We made it. On Fire Podcast. Dylan and James. Welcome, Dylan.
We are really out here, friends.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Big time. Game of Thrones. Jump right into it. Actually, we have some corrections to make from last week.
Yeah, I'll jump in here. There are really two I wanted to make. The first is Bobby Rainey. Last week, I said he was at a University of Washington an alum. He actually attended Western Kentucky University. No idea where I got that from.
Fucking moron.
Pretty big idiot. The second piece was, while asking my partner here of an update on many of the stars of the 2013 49ers team, I forgot to ask him where Vernon Davis is. So, what's Vernon Davis up to these days?
Dead, maybe? You can't prove that he's not.
You can't prove that he's not dead. He really let the stockholders down, I think we can all say.
I have one addition or a little announcement to make as well. We have, I should say, have an opening here at the Dylan and James podcast for a co-podcaster. Please send your resumes in. If you could show or prove that you know where Bobby Rainey went to college, that'd be great. And if your name's also Dylan, that'd be great, because I'm just going to be kind of a one-man show here going forward. Unless my freaking guy gets his shit together.
Hey, applicants, I can train you up. But know that I have no idea what I'm doing. Alright, that's what I had for corrections. Quick update. Seattle Mariners suck again. James Paxton injured. They're dropped to 61-61. Game and a half back from the playoffs. At least we can be comfortable in our misery. Alright, let's get it going here.
Nope, not yet. Not yet. You can't just gloss over James Paxton like that. Come on, man. I have one simple question for you. Okay. Did he mooch the situation for only being healthy for a very short amount of time? Or did he Shuster it by letting all of us down?
All right. First of all, how dare you? Second of all, he let us down.
Shustered it. Shustered
I don't want to think about this anymore. I don't want to think about this.
Game of Thrones then?
Game of Thrones. Let's get it going. Superlatives.
You start.
All right. Game of Thrones superlative. My first one. Of the superstar centers in the 1990s NBA, who would you most want to see added to the group of adventurers heading north of the wall to retrieve a zombie?
Arvydas Sabonis.
Ooh, no question.
Nope. Don't need any more information.
Wow. This is the first time he's heard this question. I am so impressed. Why?
I don't know. He's a weird guy. His voice doesn't match, and he's a rugged son of a gun. I feel like it would just be funny to see him out there running around speaking gibberish.
By gibberish, he means Lithuanian.
Yeah.
Is that a language?
English or GTFO? just seriously. What about you?
Probably Mutombo.
Oh, that's a good pick. That's a really good pick.
Just finger-wagging zombies would have been amazing. All right.
Not in my house. My first one. Which cast member is most likely to be a 9/11 truther?
Ooh, I like that. I would...
There's no good answer for this one.
Yeah, because you're really just basically talking shit about somebody. But whoever, the actor who portrays Littlefinger...
Okay.
I just see him looking for chaos in the action of institutions, which would be what you're suggesting from a 9/11 truther. What do you think?
Definitely a more well thought out answer than mine. I went with Stannis Baratheon.
Okay, that's a much better answer.
Just like looking at him, I feel like he's just a mess. And this is a good way to keep him occupied, I guess.
That dude has a drinking problem right below the surface, for sure.
Yeah, your move.
Keeping it light. All right. The second superlative here. Who would make the best SNL guest host?
Ooh.
Character, not actor.
Oh, okay. That's even better then. Damn, that makes it tougher. Best SNL. Probably Braun. I don't know if he's that lighthearted. He's just inappropriate funny, which is a different kind of humor. So it has to be really like goofy, off the cuff, weird. Not as much clever. Talk me through it and I'll think while you're talking.
I could see Tyrion just like you said, because of how clever he is, I think he would be able to mix in the right amount of innuendo jokes like that. I also think Oberyn, the man who got his head caved in, would have been an excellent host because I think he loves the attention, the flair, the drama of it all. And I think you'd really thrive in those improv situations. So, does that give you any ideas?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with any of the actresses in that actress troupe that goes around because they're literally actors. No, I'm just kidding. That's a huge cop-out. I was going to go with...
I think the assassin guy is another great option because costume change would be no problem. Just throw on a new face.
I'm going to go with Varys.
Ah, okay.
Not for the humor, but for the sheer chameleonness of his acting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I could see him being just overjoyed to throw on some costumes and be someone he's not.
I could see that for sure. I think that's a good answer.
But
yeah, it's a good answer.
My second one. Not a superlative as much as it is just a question.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry, but out of the group going north, who's going to be the first one to die?
Tormund.
Ah, that's my answer too.
Tormund.
Any reason?
I think just because he's a wildling would be my guess. He's going to kind of...
Less important type of thing?
Less important. And I think he'll be initially at least kind of the guide for the group. More familiar with the lands to the north. And that might get him into trouble.
I wish you could literally see my note here. It says Tormund, he's the guide, comma. So once he dies, they're all going to be thrusted into a scenario they're not comfortable with. And it's going to make for more riveting TV.
Same pitch.
Yeah, exactly. Dang it. Stupid.
Anyone else that you had in mind for that?
Next I was going to go with Jorah.
Yeah.
I think they made it way too sexual between him and Daenerys, or like chemistry wise.
Yeah.
So I think that plays a little bit better if it's like their final goodbye type of thing.
I agree. I can see that for sure.
And who knows if he's that good of a warrior at this point anyways. He's probably one of the worst in the group, I would assume.
I can't say, I haven't read the books, but from my perusal of the online forums, it sounds like he's a pretty legendary warrior.
Yeah, but he's also old as shit now.
True. And he had his skin, turned to stone and then cut off, so who knows?
Yeah, his hand, at least in the last episode, looked like it was like beet red. I don't know if bloody's the right word, but sore.
Yeah, it almost looked like a healing burn or something.
Yeah. Your move.
Gross. All right. We both commuted every day. So...
Oh, no.
If you were on the bus on the way to work, on the way home from work, and it was getting full, people are starting to fill up all the seats, who would you least want to come and sit down next to you?
So, I already have two in mind.
Yes.
First one is Sam, for really rude reasons.
Oh, no. Yeah, okay.
But my real answer is going to be... I don't know his actual name. I think it's Pot Pie. Not Pot Pie, but Pot Pie. Hot Pie. That's what it is. I feel like he's a big time bus gasser where he's just going to let it flow and just have no remorse. And you know he ate some real rank stuff the night before. Probably not scared to open the leftovers on the bus also.
Oh. Listeners, never do that. Never do that.
Who do you got?
I think those are both great answers. For me, it's probably mostly about smell. And I could see Bronn just never bathing. I could see... I guess really most of them probably never bathe. But Tormund maybe again.
Yeah. He could be a little stinky. A little stinker.
All right. What's your last one?
Most likely to come out as pansexual.
Oh, man.
So there's going to be your answer and then the correct answer.
Okay, so Yara kind of already said she is, right?
Did she?
Okay, first of all, I want to be sure that I know what pansexual means.
Oh, do you want me to describe
Do you know?
Yeah, so I think it's just mean like you don't see gender in someone.
Okay.
You see them as a form of life that you're attracted to type of thing.
Daenerys.
Oh, yeah. Yara is... Yeah, I guess that it's pretty close.
Yeah.
She's bisexual at the very least.
Yes. So what's the difference then between bisexual and pansexual?
Objects, man.
This is a really great aside, by the way. Objects. Okay.
Maybe. I don't actually know.
Okay. Objects. I'm just sexually attracted to literally everything.
Okay, so bisexual is defined as sexually attracted to both men and women.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the definition of pansexual is not limited or inhibited in sexual choice with regard to gender or activity. So it implies there are more than two genders.
Oh, this is a concept that my coworkers think is really important to make sure I understand. So that sounds great. The most pansexual character, probably Yara. Maybe a cop-out answer. Jamie I could see as well. I could see
Just that
Jamie.
good looking, huh?
Yeah. Maybe it's just wishful thinking. I don't know, but that's my answer.
So the correct answer is Bran, and how great of an answer is that?
Oh no, okay.
You know why? Because ravens don't see fucking gender or identity, you pig. Grow up.
Stop assuming. Jesus Christ.
Come on, people. Can we just get a little, informed? Can we
It's
get learned?
2017.
Come on, listeners.
I respect all of you. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's charge ahead here. That went off the rails pretty fast. All right. Speaking of off the rails, Jamie's kind of resolution from being dumped in the river. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I hate it. It's such a fucking cop-out.
Oh my, agreed.
I argued with a coworker too because I was bitching naturally, as I tend to do, about how much of a cop-out it is. And they're just like, are you serious? This is going to be the thing you're going to let bug you? How about the fact there's dragons in the air and none of this is real? That's not the thing you're going to let rub you the wrong way? And I'm like, okay, but I mean, valid response, I guess. But this is like a lore.
Disagree.
Its own like place. Dragons have their place in this lore.
Exactly.
I don't think sinking and magically showing up on the other side of a lake has its place in this lore. I mean, if they said, hey, by the way, everyone can breathe underwater, then that point's valid.
Totally agree.
Yeah, I hate it so much. Especially, it would have been one thing if they showed like a little pond and it was like right there. But that was a long ways. And they both come up from the water gasping for air, which means he wasn't just like, cradle arming him his way across the top of the water.
They both have to just have like an aqualung or something. It makes no sense to me. And it really makes no sense to me that they would leave this huge cliffhanger and then not even explain what happens, really. I don't know. It's just, it took me out of it, but it was a pretty solid episode altogether.
Yeah, very true.
And speaking of the solid parts of the episode, Dick on. How crazy was that?
Not shocking. That was a pretty good part. I don't know if it was wise on Daenerys' part to start incinerating people right away. Like it's a goddamn easy button at Office Depot.
Off the fucking easy button.
Hey, you didn't think you'd hear that today.
Oh man, that was Staples, by the way. Jesus Christ.
Dang it. Well, you don't know that Office Depot didn't resell them.
True.
Doesn't help my case here, but how about HBO's decision to recast Dickon's character completely?
Honestly, this is something I didn't even notice until people told me, so I don't have any strong thoughts. It is kind of a weird thing to do. What do you think?
I've read a little bit, and I don't know, the general consensus is the guy before was like your pretty boy, and that's not how the dad like perceived him to be. He's supposed to be a more hardened and battled in war. Yeah. So instead they got this just behemoth of a man who's actually, have you ever seen the show Black Sails or heard of it? It's like a pirate show based on Showtime, I believe, or Stars, one of those two.
I've heard of it. I've heard good things. But
He's one of the main characters in that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I saw him and I was like, Billy! His name's Billy in that.
Billy the Pirate.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Do you have more thoughts on the whole Dickon situation?
Honestly, 3 episodes, you could have asked me who Dickon is, and I wouldn't have been able to tell you.
You would have laughed at the name, though.
I would have laughed at the name.
Yes.
I think it says a lot that she just roasted him right there. And like you said, I don't think that's going to be a good thing to get into a habit of. But at this point, like I said, I didn't even know who the guy was 3 episodes ago.
We actually have a message coming in to our show.
Bring.
It's from Eric Purdy. It says, hey guys, first time caller, long time listener. Do you guys think that the burning of Dickon was actually paying some sort of homage to the Jews? It seems like kind of a Jewy move. What do you think, Dylan? I don't know if I like that. That just seems rude.
Eric, come on, man. Anti-Semitism is so 1940. But there's no way I can respond to that.
Glad
Eric got another shout out.
I think you're grasping for straws there, Eric.
Come on, Eric. Grow up.
Come on, man. This is a family show.
Jeez, this is a PG show. Jesus Christ. All right.
The 7 going north. Let's talk about them. How do you feel about their plan, if you can call it that?
Yeah, what the This is a half-baked plan if I've ever heard one.
Dave Chappelle agrees.
Okay, they're sitting in a room. I mean, the joke itself isn't even that funny, but...
My Dave Chappelle half-baked joke? Rude.
No, sorry.
Okay.
All Dave Chappelle half-baked jokes are funny, but...
Thank you.
I'm saying that this is a idea, like, they all got stoned together and were like, bruh, we should go catch a zombie and take it back. Like,
no way, man. Do you think we can get one, really? Oh, God.
Oh, man. But if it works, great. It just seems like it came together so quickly, and it brought so many characters together that hadn't been together. It feels a little forced. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a forced, but the fans, and myself included, love that group of people. I'm very much looking excited
I'm pumped
to this.
about it. Yeah, sorry. I'm pumped about it.
But here's my thinking is... Has anyone ever been north of the wall and seen a White Walker by itself or with like a couple and not part of a huge army outside of like someone dying and then in the middle of the night turning into one? Are they think they're just going to find a couple patrolling the area?
The closest we've seen is when Bran got rescued by Benjen or whoever that was, and he basically, there's like a smaller group at least of them.
So they're just hoping for that and not finding the big-ass army traveling all over the place?
I guess. Do they have, like, zombie scouting parties? I don't know how they do it, yeah.
Ugh. How about the idea of they kill Jorah and let him turn into one so they can bring him back?
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what ends up happening, right?
Just like by... It doesn't intentionally happen, but someone's already dead, so they do it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad plan.
To be fucked up.
Well, I mean, if they're already dead, not like kill someone to do it, but you know.
Yeah. Whoosh.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Very excited.
Okay. The truce. Cersei and Dany signing a truce to join together against the White Walkers. What do you think?
Bad idea.
Yeah.
I mean,
bad idea for who?
Dany.
Okay.
I don't think they need Cersei's people personally. I think it's more they do this so that Cersei's people can't attack them and their people or something, I guess.
Exactly, yeah.
But then what? You turn your dragons loose on them at that point because you have nothing left to lose and you incinerate everything?
Exactly. What happens if they team up, everybody follows their word, they defeat the zombies, and then do you immediately just start killing each other? What do you do? I don't know.
Probably let them go back. I don't even know. That's it's not going to get that far.
Everyone go home, then we kill each other. I don't know, yeah.
I think the more realistic scenario is Cersei immediately stabs in the back. Not literally, but...
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
I don't know. Half-baked plan.
Very slippery.
When wet.
Ooh, speaking of when wet, is Cersei Lannister pregnant? Is she a liar?
Here's what I like, and I haven't read this anywhere. This is on just me.
Yes.
I think, or I hope she actually is pregnant with Jaime's kid, and so would you agree then, if that was the case, that it's Jaime's fault that she's pregnant?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
she dies during childbirth, and Jaime by default is the one who killed her, therefore following through with that prophecy or curse.
Would Jaime be the one to kill her or the child?
Well, she would die giving birth, but it's Jaime's fault she was pregnant in the same place. So just a different way to interpret that. It's definitely a stretch.
The child. I don't know. I would blame the child.
Like Tyrion, spend the rest of his life blaming him.
Sorry. That's a cool theory.
Won't happen. Never in a million years. Is that the way that Cersei's gonna die?
Would it be pretty funny? I mean, not funny, but funny.
Oh, it's so funny when people die during childbirth.
God, it's hilarious, especially when the baby dies too.
Keep your resumes coming in, please. I just have a fascist coworker over here. So sexist. What a pig.
I don't think she's pregnant. I think she's lying.
So do I.
She's a jerk. Just such.
Is that the thing where when Jamie finds out maybe that she lied and used that to manipulate him, that's going to be what turns him on her, or no?
I could see it. I could see it for sure.
So maybe they do establish that truce, work together a little bit. He gets to know Danny, actually believes in her a little bit, or at least thinks she's a good person. Maybe he fights with Brienne a little bit. Speaking of slippery when wet. Auga. The mooch. Yeah, so that's enough on Cersei being pregnant. Jon Targaryen Snow.
Oh! Huge reveal. Good for Gilly learning how to read, first of all.
Good for Sam's mom for teaching her.
Yeah.
What an important person in the plot.
Pretty exciting. I think I have no idea what they're going to do with this information moving forward. Obviously, it's crucially important to the plot, but I think, again, just as with Bran's vision, unless this information is known by both Jon and Dany, or Dany is somehow taken off the table, I don't see how there's any peaceful resolution to him being a Targaryen, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know. They didn't take the book. Like, she just said it, and they left it there, didn't they?
I don't know that we know for sure. One of my coworkers says that for sure they have it. One of my clients says for sure they left it. So I don't know.
Man, so, I mean, say they did bring it, which is the only way that probably resurfaces outside of Bran.
Yep.
Why would they go back through that same book again? Is he going to do double duty on his millions of books? And Sam's going to be busy reading about the White Walkers anyways.
Yeah.
So I don't see when this would possibly come back up. Gilly's not going to reread the same thing too.
No. And my thought is the only way it will come back up if Sam or Gilly are in the room when it's revealed to Jon that he was born to Rhaegar Targaryen from Bran or someone else.
And then Gilly's like, wait, yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, like, exactly.
And then they reference the book.
Yep.
That's going to be a tough sell to Dany. She's not going to believe those anyways.
Exactly. So, but if he can ride the dragon, which Jon Dragon scene people are pumped about, if he can ride the dragon, I feel like that will go a long ways in convincing her that he's a Targ.
Can we talk about that $2 million scene of Jon petting the dragon while Daenerys is just awkwardly sitting there not saying anything?
Go ahead. Yeah, what's going through her head through that scene, do you think?
Me so horny. I don't know. That probably. She wants the Jon.
Verbatim there. She does want the Jon, that's for sure.
I was reading a lot. I didn't actually go back and watch myself, but I've seen some screenshots of when Drogon, which is that dragon, looks Jon Snow in the eye and sees his face. The eyes dilate and they come back and it makes the shape of a wolf with the pupil.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You saw screenshots of this.
The screenshots I saw were still like, yeah, I guess you can make a wolf out.
If you're looking for it, you'll see it.
Yeah, it was one of those things, but
Okay.
I mean that was a very popular thing on the internet.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I like that.
Drogon belongs to Jon now. How crazy would it be if Dany didn't believe Jon and was like, all right, kill him, and the dragons just refused to burn Jon?
That might do it, right?
Go over and walk behind Jon and face her.
Oh shit.
That'd be crazy. Bitches be tripping, man.
It'd probably be like the scene in the Air Bud at the end when the guy who used to own the dog and the new owners are both trying to call the dog and they can't decide which one to go to. Ends up going to the kid. Happy ending. I could see the same thing with the dragons.
I thought you were going to reference the part where Air Bud goes up in the air for the alley-oop and beaks it off his nose.
Also that part, yes.
Great reference.
Oh shit.
Speaking of Sam and Gilly, though.
Yeah.
We were talking about that for a sec. Speaking of Sam and Gilly, though, just touch on them. Where do you think their arc takes them?
That's honestly a great question. I think Sam is going to try to be wherever Jon is, but I don't know how good of information he's going to get. He may just go to Winterfell and figure it out. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the first stop's probably... Well, does he know that Jon... Yeah, he knows Jon's king of the north, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he has to. So I think he's probably going to go to Winterfell instead of the...
Yes.
Well,
yes. I think so too. And I think you're right, because I think Jon was king when he sent him off to become a maester or whatever, a maester. But yeah, and I'm excited to see what importance Gilly continues to have moving forward. It's been fun to see her character develop, I think. So, we'll see.
She learned to read. That's about the extent of her development.
Oh, not really?
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Okay. I'll fuck off. Yeah, you almost got the beast going in me.
Keep those resumes coming in, guys.
Just always keep the resumes coming in.
Please.
All right. Gendry's back, people.
He's hot now and has a shaved head.
And an awesome hammer, so...
Okay. I think it's dorky as fuck. Looks like a prop out of like a World of Warcraft movie.
The way he's throwing it out is clearly made out of styrofoam, right?
I was just gonna say, duct tape hammer. Just one of those blow up ones you get at a carnival.
It's like a baton. Yeah.
For real though, that thing's gotta weigh so impossibly much. Ugh.
Either he has magic muscles, it's a magic hammer, or at some point we're gonna see him leading a marching band, tossing that thing around, throwing it in the air.
I was also reading that's homage to his dad's weapon that he had, because his dad fought with a warhammer, or a variant of some sort of warhammer as well.
Warhammer.
Which is
had the antlers on there as well. Don't know if you saw that.
I did. I was a really big fan of him just smashing the shit out of those guys in the face. That was badass.
That was pretty awesome.
Also, sorry, another thing I read on the internet. Yeah. But the guy with the really doofy face who was in like one of the Gold Coast down there, has played like 5 characters in the show.
That guy, keep getting them checks, baby.
My favorite role being in the plays that they put on. Yeah. He's the guy who'd always make the fart sounds. Oh, classic, American classic.
Maybe the greatest role in the series so far. The guy who makes the fart sound.
Classic. So Gendry, though, how important do you think he's going to be? Do you think any part of him wants to be run a royalty or kind of avenge his dad and rise up that way? Or do you think he truly just wants to help out in the war and then go back to doing whatever?
I think he wants to be important. I don't think that he wants to be a royalty. I don't think he wants that. But I think
you don't think he wants to overthrow Jon?
Not yet. Not yet. Do you think he's going to marry Arya? Get together with Arya? What have you?
Ooh. Is this like something you read about? Is this what people think is going to happen?
Well, I mean, a little bit. But if you remember their chemistry before he left.
Yeah.
Pretty strong.
It was? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so still. I don't think Arya is going to be old enough for this to matter at this point, so I don't think it's going to be very material. I don't know, but if I had to guess, maybe like 15.
Okay.
I could be so far off there.
Just got a lot creepier. All right.
Yeah, God. Such a creep. God. Keep
the resumes coming.
We prefer it if you have a significant other and you're over 18. They also are. Because that's the only thing we can really condone on the show.
That and apparently the word Jewy. All right.
Yeah, we need to block that guy's number. That guy's just a real piece of work.
He's a real creep, people.
Ugh.
All right.
Ugh.
So we touched on Arya, her age a little bit. What do you think is going on between her and Sansa?
So we just went and indulged ourselves in a little bit of ice cream and ramen right before this.
You're goddamn right, we did.
And we're kind of organically talking about the show a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I said... I thought Arya and Sansa, I think it's just kind of a ruse that the show writers are trying to make us think there's actual beef between them and Littlefinger, just because really there's nothing going on there.
Yeah.
Everything's happening with Jon and Dany and everyone. So this is just their way to do something. I don't think anything major is going to come out of it. Maybe they unite to do something to Littlefinger. I don't think they'll kill him, but I think they'll maybe turn on him and still nothing material will happen until Jon or someone important returns. What about you?
The one thing I will say that makes me think there might be some conflict between the two. Did you see what was on the letter she found?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it was the letter that Sansa had been forced to write that kind of suggested she had betrayed her family or switched to, or was sympathetic to the Lannisters at least. And I don't know. I could see that at some point, putting a wedge between the two, but I think ultimately they unite against Littlefinger, and I'm excited about that.
So 2 things in there. A, what if it turns out that Arya was one step ahead of Littlefinger, knew he was watching, took that, pretended to act shocked or whatever, and bustle out of there when it's really part of a greater plan to I got him right where I want him type of thing.
40 chess, you mean?
Yeah.
That would be really badass. I don't think so. I think he is getting the best of her right now.
So what if then Arya takes this, she was duped, brings it to Sansa and says, what the hell is this about? And she's like, they were going to kill our dad if I didn't say this. And she's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Now it's just these two. And then from there, they maybe unite?
Yeah, because I guess the next question is then, where did you find this? And then she says where she found it. And then the question after that is, who could possibly have had this? And I would think that they would know Littlefinger's the only one in the area that could have that, right?
We already know Arya at least is portrayed as not trusting Sansa right now. Knows she wants to be the queen of the throne and the next Cersei or whatever. Mm-hmm. But does Arya then even confront her about this? Does she take it to someone else who she thinks, look, this is what she was going to write or wrote, like Jon or something? Does she wait and keep that information?
I think
Jon can confront her?
I don't think she would go to anyone else. I think at this point in her life, she trusts no one to that level. She just goes straight to Sansa, either to have a conversation or have a nice stab attack. Either way.
Fair.
All right. The prince that's promised. Once again, we're going to make some predictions here after getting no new information. What do you think?
Jon,
okay. He's all in on the Jon wagon.
So in that story, the prince had a dog with him, and Jon is now traveling with the Hound.
Ooh.
So I think that connection's there. The fire sword, we saw Beric ignite that in the preview or whatever.
Yeah.
What if Jon grabs that from him? Unless it's Beric, which Beric says that there's a greater story out there that they're a part of. So it could be Beric too. Wouldn't shock me at all.
Yeah, that would almost make too much sense, right?
Yeah, but with how everything's been so like predictable and kind of cop-outy a little bit, I think it's got to be just one of those two. It's no fun answer.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I think Jon's probably the most likely answer. Now that you say Beric, I don't know why I didn't think of that before. That'd make a lot of sense too. But I'm still holding outside hope that the Hound turns out to be the prince that's promised. So
the only thing then, and maybe it's just an aside that doesn't matter at all, of the prince traveling with the dog everywhere and during his final mission. I don't know what else that could be in reference to, if maybe it's just nothing at all and we're thinking about it when we shouldn't be.
Or maybe it could be that his nickname being the Hound, or their persona of the Hound as some alter ego. I mean, that was undoubtedly a name given to him while he was known for these evil acts, right? So I think that persona kind of following him around, if we want to get metaphorical with it, I could see that. But honestly, that's quite a stretch, so we'll see.
It would be pretty cool if they ended up getting like disbanded a little bit to an extent. They're all traveling different ways and the Hound stumbles across
Lord of the Rings.
It doesn't have to be like a dire wolf, or maybe just like a dog or wolf that actually follows him.
Yeah.
And he just starts beating some cheeks with the dog at his side.
I thought you were going to say with the dog, just like by the tail.
Swinging it around his head, helicopter. Starts flying off.
All right. All in on the Hound.
Yes.
Do you have any other predictions for next week, or do you want to jump right into the NFL?
Let's say what we think was going to happen with the party up north.
Okay.
I think everyone except for 2 people are going to die. I don't know who those are other than Jon.
Yeah.
I think he only comes back with one person so someone can believe him and verify his story. And it'd be kind of hard for him to kind of transport one person by himself. Because I do think he comes back with a White Walker somehow. That's my big thing. Because I think a lot of people are going to die, and it's going to make me a very happy little boy.
Something I'm not expecting, but I'm hoping for, is they get in a really tough situation, and through some magic we don't know about or whatever, one of the dragons has been following them or senses the distress in Jon and shows up, saves the day, and they all get away thanks to the dragon. Just
incinerates some small part of the army.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty crazy.
I think the first dragon on zombie action we see is going to be pretty exciting.
Nice.
But we'll see. I don't think that's very likely either. Okay.
Cool.
So that's what we have for today for Game of Thrones. So we can jump right into some reasonable NFL discussion. I'll get us started here. And can we talk about how this year's Seahawks team might be the greatest football team ever assembled?
You are correct. This is very much reasonable football discussion.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. So
they, at the very least, have the best backup QB of all time in the history of sports.
Okay, easy. Tavares Jackson. Jeez.
Rest in peace.
Super Bowl champion Tavares
Active
Jackson.
Backup QB, I should say.
Okay, thank you. That's a good qualifier. But yeah, Seahawks look good in their preseason game, and I should say the Seahawks backups looked excellent in the Seahawks preseason game.
Didn't they just acquire like the San Francisco's best cornerback for like nothing today?
No, that was... Oh, he may have been on the 49ers roster, but last year he played for the Rams, Tremaine Brock.
I think that was who I was thinking of.
Yeah, they did get... He's a solid pickup, and they got him
like your
very cheap.
Third corner, something like that?
Yeah, and he could fight for the second corner slot, too. So I'm excited about that pickup, but it remains to be seen.
Richer.
He's been boomer bust. Oh, this fucking Patriots fan over here. You can go to hell. You can go to hell. You can die.
We at least have the best looking backup quarterback in the NFL.
Fair.
Yeah, it is. Very fair.
Nobody can argue with that.
The Buffalo Bills, speaking of sexy players / teams.
Oh, man. So last week, we just kind of tagged Sammy Watkins on, like an afterthought. Oh, yeah, they have Sammy Watkins. That's because we had the inside knowledge. We knew that a trade was in the works and that Sammy Watkins was heading to LA. And can you believe it? The Bills pick up Jordan Matthews in the trade.
Yeah, so I'm going to justify this for the Bills real quick. You have a somewhat young, granted pretty injury-prone, high upside receiver. So you get rid of him, which is fine. But what you get now is a somewhat young, high injury-prone, not very high ceiling receiver. So that was dumb.
Great move by them. Great move.
You see, he got hurt on his second snap of that practice too. Oh my god!
Broke his sternum. Attaboy.
Ugh.
Go Bills, baby.
They suck. What a just crap franchise.
O.J. Simpson cursed the franchise.
Oh, too soon, man.
Thank you for Marshawn Lynch, though. Appreciate that.
Marshawn's gonna suck this year, I think.
I hope not, but probably.
Would you be okay if he's just like a vulture, nothing else? So he just has an inordinate amount of touchdowns.
I will be happy for any good thing that happens to Marshawn Lynch. So.
What if he just runs train on the Hawks?
It'd be a very conflicted moment for me.
But knocks you out of the playoff race.
I would not root for that. No way.
Are you happy for him, though?
Probably not.
Okay.
Anyway, generally, am I happy for him? Yes. In that hypothetical, no.
There's just a lot of backtracking here. You know, that's my biggest beef with you. I just don't know if I can trust you.
Resumes.
Keep those resumes coming, guys. I just want a good, honest co-host.
Preferably with some level of editing skills. All right. Last week, you made a very bold prediction. And can I say, I am incredibly impressed. Chad Henne is fighting for a starting spot for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Props, James. What do you have to say for yourself?
You know, there's a lot of people I'd like to thank. Myself, first and foremost, for just being a genius in general.
Humble guy.
You know, you got to keep it humble. You know, you got to appeal to the peons, the people who can't have this great foresight that I was blessed with.
True.
Things we know. Chad Henne, God. No one's going to argue that.
Yeah.
I don't see a single scenario where he doesn't throw for 605 touchdowns, interception free for the entire year.
605, give or take, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Give or take 20 or 30 interceptions we're talking about.
Yes.
0, give or take 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised even though I guessed it.
That's crazy. Poor Blake Bortles. I mean, he's wealthy, so not poor Blake Bortles, but
he has a lot of touchdowns to other teams too. I found out that week.
He's got 11 pick sixes. Did you know that?
Ugh.
Oh man.
Yikes.
All right.
Something I was very wrong about. One of my predictions was Aguayo was a candidate for a comeback kicker of the year. Ooh.
What's next for Mr. Aguayo?
Who claimed him right away? Someone
claimed him already.
They claimed him off the waivers immediately.
Wow, I did not see that.
I want to say it was like the Chargers or something. Tell me your thoughts about him while I look that up.
Okay, first of all, they traded up for this second-round pick, right?
Yep.
They traded up for a second-round pick. They essentially spent third and fourth, and then the second they traded for to pick a kicker who's not even on their roster before the start of his second season. Is this the worst move in NFL history from a front office standpoint? You hear things like the Herschel Walker trade, the Ricky Williams trade.
Here's my question for you.
Okay.
How much does that affect his pay at all, being a kicker? Is he going to get less in the second position as maybe a quarterback getting picked in the second round a different year?
I believe so, yes.
Then I'm going to say no. Strictly because of monetary reasons.
Well, yeah. Stay tuned. Next episode, we'll be back with Aguayo's contract structure.
Yeah. But the Chicago Bears claimed him right away.
It was the Bears?
Yeah, of course it was.
Just a team well known for very competent front office decisions.
My favorite thing in some Reddit thread I saw, some guy was like, oh, thank God, great landing spot for him. If there's any fan base that's really understanding of kickers making mistakes, it's the competent, understanding Bears fans or something along those lines, but it's really funny. Just so backhanded.
Bears.
Do they still have Robbie Gould?
Oh, God.
Do they?
I thought so. I hadn't thought about it until you said that, but I thought so.
The 90-year-old. He's like Benjamin Button. Reverse Benjamin Button syndrome.
Do you think he has osteoarthritis?
Ugh.
His kicking knee. Fuck, he's so old.
The kicker is Connor Barth.
Connor Barth.
I wonder if Robbie Gould retired.
A legend like that? No way.
You don't think he went anywhere? Oh, boy. Want to guess what team he's playing for? So post-Bears, he went to the Giants and then went somewhere after that, too.
San Francisco?
Yeah. Good call. 2-year contract with them.
Fucking knew it.
God, you're a genius.
That's right.
You know, maybe pump the brakes on those resumes, guys.
No, bring them in.
There's
we need
promise.
someone for James, yeah.
Dang it. I'm getting replaced now. Stupid.
It's been revoked.
Didn't really set you up for that lethal weapon line, but...
By like 7 episodes in, it will just be 2 different people named James and Dylan blathering on about nothing. All right.
Oh, yeah. Remember how wrong I was about Aguayo?
Yeah.
Were you equally or more wrong about your prediction at tight end?
I was probably less wrong.
Okay, fair enough.
Because at least Julius Thomas is still rostered by the same team.
But fantasy-wise,
yeah,
Julius Thomas out for X amount of time, rehabs his way back in. They're overly cautious because of his injury history. What if Aguayo comes in, balls fucking blazing, takes over that starting job?
Okay, first of all, balls blazing, great phrase.
Thank you.
I'm gonna start using that. Second of all,
yes,
it's a fair point. It's a fair point. For reference, last week we were picking our fantasy sleepers. I said Julius Thomas. I'm sorry, comeback players. I said Julius Thomas is prime for a comeback. Boy, was I wrong. The man's already injured.
Bortle, were you wrong?
Oh boy, was I wrong. I mean, yeah, no, you're right. It was probably more wrong than the Aguayo pick, but it's all right. I'll fuck off.
J.J.
Right.
Watt, someone we both love. Great actor, American treasure. We want him dead.
Probably, I mean, I'd settle for dead, preferably just out of my consciousness.
Top 3 least favorite NFL players for you?
Top 1.
Of all time?
No.
Top 5 all time?
Probably, yeah.
We need to have a top 5 next week or something of all time least favorite NFL players.
We're just coming up with segments while we work.
You're welcome, folks. We just deliver content. It's what we do.
Yeah.
Sue me.
If you guys ever need professional consultation, let us know.
Or law advice from Dylan.
Oh, God.
But anyways, TJ Watt, his brother, right?
I think so, yeah.
Just took the starting job over James Harrison. Is that based solely on name?
Well, you think if it was based solely on name, Harrison would have held on to it, right?
Maybe. He's old as shit now.
He is old as shit. That's true. Maybe. I mean, Do you know what round because he's a rookie, right?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, I think he was drafted this year, but I think it was like the 6th round or something. Something weird.
He was drafted number 62.
Oh, really? Yeah, end of the 2nd round, 6th round. Tomato, potato.
Same thing. It's just the difference of a kicker or 4 impact players before that.
Well, I mean, if he's a 2nd round talent, I could see it, like you said, an aging star taking his job. But I really hope he's not good. I mean, I hope he finds personal self-defined success, but I hope I don't have to hear about it at all.
Ugh. The crappy thing is, when he does good, camera's always going to end up in front of JJ Watt asking about him, which is more FaceTime we're going to have to suffer through.
This is going to be another one of these things like Jimmy Graham playing basketball or Russ Wilson being short and playing baseball where you just hear about it.
Wait, Russell Wilson was short? Wait, he played baseball and was drafted?
Did you know he has huge hands?
No way.
Yeah.
There's no way he was celibate, though, with Sierra.
I mean...
Right?
I don't believe him. I don't believe him for a second. No.
That's son of a gun.
Another guy.
Russell Wilson?
Not a fan.
Russell Wilson?
Love him on Sundays. Don't get me wrong. Otherwise, yeah.
You know who else loves him on Sunday? The man upstairs.
True. Yeah.
Pray the rosary.
Yes. Pete Carroll. Great guy. Absolutely agree.
I mean, he's not really upstairs in the booth, but...
He's upstairs in our hearts. We can take that to the bank, for sure.
And you can take that to the bank. And that's our Take That to the Bank segment of the segment.
Cyberbullying is real.
Do you know who current SNL cast member named Kyle Mooney? Does that name ring a bell with you at all? This little squeaky curly head guy. He used to make really fun. He's famous from YouTube.
Okay.
And he'd always do these segments where he's really famous for interviewing people, and he would just give the most like awkward, like stuttering like interviews, and people just wouldn't know how to react. So
I do have a future.
So he would always say like things like, and that's how the cookie crumbles, and you could take that to the bank. And then he'd walk up to someone and be like, you can take that to the bank, and like put the microphone in their face, and they're just like, huh? So that's what I was referencing. We're going to talk a little bit of basketball for a sec, in that we're not actually going to talk about basketball. We're going to do some more superlatives. This one's going to be team-based, and we'll do these on different teams and different sports throughout the year. Okay. But we're going to focus on the Portland Trail Blazers. So if there's anyone who's a Blazers fan out there, go ahead and send us an email into the line. We'll read any off if there's something that qualify. What's your first superlative?
All right. Who currently on the Portland Trail Blazers 2017-2018 roster is most likely to fall over from a rim check in the upcoming season?
Ooh, fall over from a rim check. It's got to be Myers Leonard.
Yep.
Yeah, he's just so... God, I hate him. So ugly, doofy, the worst. He's the worst. I also wouldn't be surprised, though, if Shabazz Napier did. Yeah. He's a stockier, smaller guy. Sneaky athleticism. Not enough to boom the ball. Good candidate.
And whose athleticism might be getting away from them, Yeah. Might be a little overconfident in his jumping skills.
Was Myers your pick also?
Yeah.
That son of a gun.
Also, Noah Vonleh. I could see him just going for something crazy and falling over.
That's a good one. Yeah. All right, my first one. Most likely to miss an extended period of time with a severe mix of crotch rot and hemorrhoids.
It's a great question. I think there's a very clear answer here. Myers Leonard.
That's probably the correct answer.
Yeah.
I still went with Pat Connaughton. There's no way he wipes. There is just no way.
I'm looking at his face right now. I could buy it. Yeah, I see him. Yeah.
We're spreading that rumor and it's sticking.
Oh, no.
All right, what's your second one?
That was a great question. My second one is, who is least likely to be on their team when the season starts?
I'm going to go with Myers Leonard. Part wishful thinking, even though by keeping him, I think that's good for like -5 wins a year.
Yeah.
So that helps my betting game against Eric.
And that helps our rooting interest as we hope for the Portland Trail Blazers to fail at every turn.
But he's so bad that he rightfully doesn't carry much money with him.
Yeah.
So I think he's an attractive trade piece to give someone else to cut him. They're trying to make a trade, which I think they should because they're not going to go anywhere.
Agreed.
My second one, kind of a two-parter. Well, it's one answer, but the question has two parts to it. Whoa, got a little excited there. Ayo.
Resumes.
It's too much of that pickled crab.
What?
What was that shit in Game of Thrones?
Oh, I have no idea.
You don't remember?
No.
Dang it.
I was like, when did we eat pickled crab?
It was whatever that the smuggler had in their boat. I said it gives you erections and stuff.
That's right. I think it was pickled crab.
Yes, making me look like an idiot out here. Keep those resumes coming, guys. But my question is, so you have to name two people. Which two players are going to create the most unlikely bromance that lasts for a while, but then ends up turning into them hating each other?
Ooh, wow.
So you might have to do this one based off pictures of them alone.
Yep, definitely. I'll say Zach Collins and Al Farouk Aminu.
Reasons, even though it's basically self-explanatory.
Zach Collins is from a very homogenous, upper middle class suburban area in Nevada, and I'm pretty sure that Al Farouk Aminu is from Africa, right?
Wow, just a real racist assumption.
Well, no, his name means chief, right?
Oh man, we're grasping for straws here.
Oh no, what if he's not?
Just kidding.
What if he's not? No, he's from the USA. No.
He's a Nigerian American professional basketball player.
He's so much younger than I thought.
He's a year younger than me?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Wait, you're older.
Oh, you were saying about resumes and racism?
Yeah, please mark that you're not racist when you send your resumes to me. Thank you. We're going to weight that one pretty high. But I have a real answer and a funny answer.
Okay.
My real answer is Zach Collins and Myers Leonard. I feel like they're going to come in and try to dub themselves some stupid nickname like the Bash Bros.
Oh, no. Yeah, okay.
And then hopefully Zach Collins gets the presence of mind to realize that Myers is just a huge sack of shit. They're going to get on each other's nerves. Lots of cheap shots and stuff like that. My funny answer, and for this one...
That's not the funny answer.
Please look up Noah Vonleh's picture on NBA.com/Blazers/roster.
Oh, no.
So my answer for this one, keeping that picture in mind, is Noah Vonleh and a stuffed Care Bear.
He looks like he's on Sesame Street.
Noah, man, why do you got that bear in your locker? Fuck you! This Care Bear is the lifeblood of my career. Then he has a bad game and just hucks it aside.
Great question. Great answers.
What's your last one?
My last one here. Who is most likely this season to foul out with 0 points?
Myers Leonard.
Yes! Yeah, no brainer. Myers Leonard.
I do think Zach Collins is going to foul out often.
True.
But he's not a worthless sack, so he won't have 0 points.
Yeah, he does have a strong, upstanding Jesuit education. So
the one strike he has against him, though, is that his brothers are not in the Marines.
True. They wouldn't be able to parade him around that way.
Excellent point. Excellent point. So my last one. Oh, do you remember earlier when I said to mail in if you have any question you want us to read?
Oh, yes,
well, we got
I do.
one in. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Guess who it's from?
Oh, no.
It's from that Eric guy again.
Oh.
So he says, "Hey guys, long-time listener, second-time mailer. I'm an avid sports bettor, and I tend to bet really dumb bets against the Blazers, well, in favor of them often. If I was to make a bet with one of you two, which one of the Blazers players would most likely cost me the most money in the bet?" That's not a bad question.
Not a bad question. Thanks for mailing in twice in one episode, Eric. We appreciate the love. Thanks for listening.
I mean, we still don't condone that first mail that he sent in.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Anti-Semitism is not okay. Neither is assuming that people of African descent are literally from Africa. So that one was my bad. But to answer your question...
So which player, if I'm reading his Male right. Which player is going to cost him the most money?
Easy answer. Myers Leonard.
Ooh, explain.
He's garbage. We kind of already went through it. This guy goes into games. He's a total head case. He makes stupid plays. He's good for picking up 3 fouls in 3 minutes. Did we say he's ugly yet? Did we say he's stupid yet? He went to Illinois.
High level humor here. If you're not laughing, you just don't get it. That's why.
I hate this guy. If you can't tell, I hate this guy.
Who do you root for in a fight between Myers Leonard and JJ Watt? Al-Qaeda?
Yeah, Al-Qaeda. No other options there.
So I'll take a stab at this. I'm taking a little different angle here.
Okay.
So if I was going to bet this Eric fella, and I don't know, maybe the bet's something like the Blazers are going to win 50 games or something like that. Something just stupid like that.
Easy money.
So the Blazers are on their last game of the season. They have 49 wins. Who's going to lose them the game? I'm going to put my money on Evan Turner.
Yeah, that's a good
overpaid,
answer.
So they're going to keep playing him. He can be ball dominant when he wants to be, and I can see him just trying to take over, giving up a big O for a goose egg, tons of turnovers since he wants to be a ball handler.
I mean, he's on the record saying, I'm better than Jesus, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I would say that it's a strong bet to say. But I would say that it's a safe bet that at some point this season, he's going to go in, play hero ball, and totally choke it down the drain.
So that's one thing I do have in common with Evan Turner, though, is I also think I could beat Jesus one-on-one.
Ooh, okay.
Jesus, if you're listening, fan of the show, go ahead and text in, email in, whatever you got to do. We'll make this happen.
Jesus, would James have to wear sandals too, or would you be the only one wearing sandals?
That's a good question.
Yep.
Do I get to wear one of those silly dresses also?
Toga, toga, toga.
I feel like Myers Leonard kind of casually wears togas around just for leisure.
Oh, yeah. I feel like every day is a themed frat party in his apartment by himself.
I feel like he wears those little hair clips that little, like, really little girls wear that are colored and they have, like, little flowers on them to keep his hair back.
I could definitely see that. If you remember the Danny Fortson the double front pony, I think we are about inch and a half of Myers Leonard hair away from seeing that in the NBA again.
Would you be surprised to find out that he did gay porn?
Not at all.
No? Seems like kind of...
Yeah. I mean, I'd be surprised it didn't get out sooner, but no, I wouldn't be surprised.
What's his move? Is it, if I may, I think it's looking himself right in the eyes in a mirror, flexing one bicep, and I think that's his go-to. Which
bicep?
Left.
Okay. So you think he's on top?
No.
No.
Using the right arm, his strong one, to prop himself up.
Okay.
Left arm is flexing, eyes are peeking.
We really broke that down. So, I think that's what we have for you all today. Thank you for listening to another episode of the On Fire Podcast with James and Dylan. Look for it out there somewhere. Myers Leonard has to be in a gay porno. Take care.
If you find that, go ahead and text us a link, email it to us. We'll feature you on the show.
For science.